Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio Podcast. Live on YouTube currently, unless you're listening to this back, in which case we're taped on YouTube. Joining me as always, it's Beans, Chucks, and Will. How you guys doing?
Hello.
There we are. Keeping the trend alive for the past handful of episodes here, I guess. I forgot to...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just realized I forgot to upscale the video to 720 there, because YouTube's been kind of wonky with the resolution settings here lately for me, past few days. Because sometimes I'll set it to like a different thing and it just keeps it as is for some reason. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. How you guys doing?
I'm not bad, thank you.
Okay. Well,
how are you?
I'm all right, but I've been sitting here for so long. I've been meaning to do this here. Hold on, there we go. That, and then hold on. There we go. Makes it sound like I'm peeing in a cup.
Extra nice.
There you are. There you go.
Oh wow, fizz and everything.
Yeah, right.
It's like a whole refreshing soundboard.
I've been sitting here with ice in a cup for like 45 minutes. It's like semi-melted now.
Oh, what's you've just diluted your drink?
Oh yeah, something worse.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nothing worse. Nothing worse at all.
Oh.
It really isn't.
I know, I totally agree actually. Yeah. I was in London this last week on Wednesday, and anyone who's been to Victoria Station knows there's a pub literally just outside, and they charged us for a Coke and a hot chocolate £8.50.
Wow.
And the Coke was mostly water.
Wow.
Yeah. There was an error. They also charged us for a Bailey's that we didn't order, so I got £2 of that back. But still very expensive, honestly. Yeah, the Coke was weak, to say the least. You could see right through it.
Jesus. Do they do that over there? Is that like a common practice?
From a pub, when it's draft, they mix it from syrup. So it's kind of up to each pub how much syrup and how much soda water they use. So sometimes you go to a pub and the Coke tastes amazing, probably like it does in Mexico or something.
Right.
And sometimes it's just, tastes like something's wrong.
Was this a normal Coke, I'll put it, or a Diet Coke?
It was normal.
Right.
Although there was a pub not too far away from here that insisted, as much as I told them, no, you are wrong, that their regular Coke was regular when it was actually Coke Zero. Thanks to the sugar tax, they said, we only do regular and diet, there's no Coke Zero here. I'm like, that's definitely not real. That's Coke Zero. If it's not diet, that's Coke Zero. No, we only do regular. Sugar tax, that's what it is.
Have you found now if you ask anywhere for a normal Coke, you get looked at like you want to buy some Class A drugs?
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes they will confirm you want regular, right? That's a little bit extra.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's fine. Just give
Give it a drink.
So there's like pubs over there that actually mix it in-house?
Yeah, they all do. They buy it as syrup. Yeah, they buy it as syrup, and then it comes through the pump with water.
Wow.
So sometimes you can see like the jets of the pump as it comes out. The syrup comes out the middle, and then there's about 8 little jets of water, like a shower head.
Yeah.
So you can see how much syrup is coming out, or sometimes it goes in like bursts: syrup, water, syrup, water, syrup, water.
Yeah.
And you can see that looks too weak as it's coming out. Too much water for syrup.
Yeah, sometimes if you're unlucky, you'll get it just as it's running out, and you just basically get
That too.
a cup of water. Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Never knew that. I thought you just get it like in the can. And pour it in a glass. That's usually what they do over here.
My other Coke story, I guess, from this week is I went to the zoo last night. An evening zoo. Which was nice, you know, it's a nice idea. Summer evening in the zoo.
Yeah.
Turns out all the animals had gone to bed, so it was a bit useless.
Yeah.
But we went into the cafe there, and they had a little bar set up, and I said, have you got a Coke in a bottle? You know, having been burned by this watery Coke. I said, have you got a bottle of Coke? No, we don't do that. On the shelf behind them, there was like an ice bucket full of bottles of Coke. So I said, like, you've got some on the shelf up there. They said those are for decorative purposes only.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
For the false advertising.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
It's been
So
a
now I'm
bad
drinking-
Coke week for you, hasn't it?
It has been a bad Coke week. So I'm drinking cloudy apple juice now. It's nice.
Cloudy apple juice?
Oh, we've been through this. Yeah, cloudy apple juice.
We've definitely been over this.
No.
Yeah.
I know. I'm fully aware of cloudy lemonade. I didn't know they did a cloudy apple juice.
Because I was like, what? I was like, what the
Exactly.
fuck do you mean cloudy apple juice? You got to see a doctor.
Yeah, I remember
about that.
Smoot being completely confused as
Yeah.
if, someone had blew cigarette smoke in the bottle with it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Why is it cloudy, and why are they advertising the fact that it's cloudy?
exactly. That's exactly what I said.
It's a bit like I don't know what you think about cloudy lemonade. If it tastes like a little more bitter or like sharper or something, it's kind of like that.
Have you had Fanta Lemon?
I love it.
I did not know
Recently
Fanta.
discovered it.
Did not know Fanta made lemon.
I think it might be a UK thing. I don't know.
Of
you might
course.
get it
Icy
there.
lemon. It's
Of
so good.
course.
Yeah, I've recently discovered it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
They make like their orange soda's like popular over here, and I think it's kind of like mediocre.
Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah,
Same
Tango's
with,
better.
same with their grape as well, but the berry flavors, which is blue for some reason, it has like a blue coloring to it. It's pretty good.
Actually, I've had that. Yeah, it's nice.
Pineapple's also pretty surprisingly okay as well. I had that
We
in
don't
Georgia.
get that.
Yeah.
We have the orange, we have the lemon, and I think they did some kind of berry for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
But
limited thing, but I
it
remember
wasn't
the
very
blue
good.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fanta's kind of hit and miss, is my point.
Fanta's amazing in other European countries.
It might be over there,
Right.
actually, if they do it with the gun gimmick.
Old-
The soda
All
gun
drinks
gimmick.
outside of the UK are lovely. We just ruin them. We do. They don't make drinks properly here. They change the recipe because they think we need to, for some reason. Use
Oh my
different
God,
types.
so I'm just looking up the regional availability of Fanta in the UK. So it may just be from those Coke Freestyle machines that no longer do vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
They
Why?
do orange, lemon, fruit twist, and a new, as of September 2018, pink grapefruit and blood orange.
What?
And earlier this year, pink grapefruit, shockata.
What the
What's
fuck?
shockata?
What the hell is that?
That sounds like
Elderberry lemon, apparently.
that sounds like a place, like a tropical place.
I was going to say, it sounds like Ace Ventura going, shakaka.
I don't get why they don't just manufacture some of the flavors in like the freestyle machines as like their own products. You know, like you just
Yeah.
you can go out and just get like a 12-pack of I don't know, Barks Red Cream Soda or whatever, or
I
Coke
thought
Orange,
when they made
you know,
when they came up with these freestyle things that they would take the most popular ones
right? That's what I heard.
and
yeah.
then just make them things.
yeah.
'Cause I'm guessing they don't do it with all of them because there's not enough. You know, it just wouldn't be worth doing.
Yeah, there's not enough
But
demand
if
for
there's
it.
one, if like orange Coke or whatever was really popular, then they could do it.
Right, yeah. Like, and the freestyle machines have been out for quite some time now,
Yeah.
where they could gather that data, and it's just, I don't know,
And yeah, vanilla Coke is nowhere.
right? And then Diet Coke gets all these wacky flavors and such. And I'm just like, why? That has aspartame.
Feisty cherry.
Yeah, that has aspartame.
Have you got
in it.
feisty cherry over there?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so when they
The English
when they got
version's
rid of
mediocre cherry. Sluggish cherry.
it's when we got the sugar tax. God damn it! So they scrapped my favorite because of the sugar tax. I guess it was too sweet. It was too nice. We weren't allowed it. And they introduced Diet Coke with mango and Diet Coke with feisty cherry. And amid the outrage of all like scrapping all the old nice flavors, there were people who had bought this feisty cherry thinking, I like cherry Coke. That'd be nice. I'll try a diet version. Why is it spicy? There's loads of like, if you look for it now, you find, why is my cherry Diet Coke spicy? And Coke reply, well, it is feisty. Turns out it's cherry and chili flavor.
What?
Really?
They
Yeah, I
thought that
just
this
looked
was
it
a
up
good
now.
idea.
Yeah, I looked it up now, and first off, it's a Diet Coke only flavor, so I'm not gonna try it because I cannot stand aspartame.
Agreed.
So just why? That's the thing that gets me. Why make
would you
it
put chili in it?
Why make it a Diet Coke exclusive flavor first and foremost, and not like a regular Coke flavor? Second of all, it only comes in 8 cans in like this 8-pack instead of 12. And then, yeah, there's no mention of like, hey, this might be really spicy. I would still, if it's a spicy drink, I'll give it a try. I tried Pepsi Fire last year, and that was A-okay to me.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, it was
Fire.
Pepsi with cinnamon in it. And it was actually okay.
Oh, okay, cinnamon.
Yeah.
I could give that a go.
But yeah,
I
looking
mean,
it
it
up
can't
on...
get any worse than Pepsi, right?
Right? But
Pepsi Max Cherry is quite nice.
looking it up on Amazon here, apparently there's 38 reviews, 74% are 1 stars.
If you look at Coke's UK Twitter as well, there's a lot of, well, there was at least a couple of months ago, a lot of backlash about it.
Yeah, everybody's saying spicy aftertaste. Wow.
Why? Refreshing drink shouldn't be spicy.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I kind of agree. Unless you're into that sort of thing, but even then...
Hey, I'm not judging.
The can's labeling...
It's not for me.
The can's labeling just has a cherry on it. There's no, like...
No chili.
No chili pepper.
But it
There's
does
no
say
mention of
feisty,
it.
so there you go. You should know.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's kind of a shit way to just say spicy. Or get away from it. I mean, if you were just labeled it as spicy cherry, then you maybe have people be more knowing what they were getting into, I guess.
Maybe this is the reason why Brock Lesnar was so angry with Paul Heyman when he asked for his his steak backstage when he didn't want to go out to the ring, and he got him a drink and it was a spicy one, and he just, because it was false advertising.
Oh my god.
Is that,
for the record, he never
do you
got
want
him
to
that
talk
steak.
about Raw? Is this what we're getting at here?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I was just trying to remember what happened.
I mean, we could talk about that. And by the way, he never brought him that steak with the steamed broccoli and
Could have
the
done.
baked
It just
potato.
might not happen. That I can't imagine that it'd take Brock long to eat it.
Well, they should have had a to-go box on the little table of magazines. If he indeed brought it back to him.
Is that how it works in WWE catering?
Sure.
In a little box.
I love how you've got to sit there as well with a magazine that you're clearly not reading.
First off, do you think WWE would actually have like steak in the catering area?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Protein in it.
All right.
Well,
Cool.
all that jazz.
They've all praised it, haven't they? Saying it's like one at the top.
Well, it
Well,
used to be. I think a few years ago they said that like there were cutbacks or something.
Yeah, this was before like the cut back on the pyro and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, geez, so not on the, now every set's the bloody same. They've got rid of all the fireworks. They're bloody cutting down on food. They're sat there with bread and butter.
I don't know if it's that bad, but yeah.
And then
quite as
you
good
know,
as
like they're making announcements of like record high profits and $2 trillion TV deals or whatever the bleeding hell they've managed to pull off.
Mm.
And then
Yeah,
there's poor Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley sitting there wanting a steak.
you can get a steak.
Oh man, let me look.
Potato and broccoli.
Should we get into this week's Raw and SmackDown?
Broccoli Lesnar.
Broccoli Lesnar. How does? Wow, that's good. How has nobody
He's
made
potatoed
that?
a few guys. I say that.
That and
How has nobody made that
Brick
pun before?
Wall.
Oh my god.
Anyone remember Brick Wall?
No.
Brick Wall?
From last year's SummerSlam poster.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yep.
I think it was last year, so it might have been the year before.
Just clicked. Yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm totally lost.
2017 Summer
I'm
Slam
sure
poster.
Smoot will find it.
Yeah, I'll try to find it here.
Is it about they did like a graffiti thing on the I remember that. Oh, was it like I'm lost.
Here. I think I found it. Here. Hold on. Chrome. Here we are. Although this one was it pink initially? I don't remember it being pink.
I don't think so. I thought it was orange.
They might have changed it.
It was a different one. No, because it was like a portrait version.
Oh yeah. Because like that's how they would I think show them on for the match graphics, like the spray in of the graffiti of whoever it was for last year. That just says the Mahal right there, I think.
Oh yeah, the Maha.
Yeah, Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, here it is. Brick War right up there.
God, I can't see anything on that. Let's
Let me. No. Open in new tab. Oh, DeviantArt. No. I don't want that. Hold on.
The only person that's not going to be on the show out of that poster from last year is John Cena.
There you go.
Nakamura there. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's kind of weird,
to
isn't it? That's kind of weird. Well, and also maybe Naomi. Natalia's probably just going to
they're all still with the company. There's nothing...
Natalia's probably going to be with Rousey. Yeah, Brick War. Huh. I completely forgot about that. That one's better than this year's where it's just literally internet memes. And then the match graphics are just like on a 45-degree tilt for some reason.
Yeah, I do think that they've seemed to have. I'm not too bothered about the match graphic stuff because I don't mind that too much. But the actual promo for SummerSlam, where it's like you said, the meme stuff, it's just like the last. I think someone else was saying it at one point as well, and it's like the previous one with Extreme Rules, where you had Charlotte making a strange noise. And... But it's just like. They do both, the last two pay-per-views, the advertising from that's been pretty mediocre, really. When you look at the standard that they normally do meet on video editing and everything, it's pretty poor.
And it just seemed like the outtakes of the making a promo stuff because it just had like just random interspersed segments of people like saying things or making noises, like in Charlotte's case, going for Extreme Rules, and then the SummerSlam, which is supposed to be the biggest block party of the summer, it's just internet memes. That's the route they're taking. It's SummerSlam in a GIF. So that's my take on it.
He's saying it's an epic fail.
Oh yeah. In regards to hyping it up, it is a major fail, a majorly epic fail. Dab.
You should come up with Vince with them shades come down from the top. Deal with it. Yeah. He's got to do the finger guns. If he came out doing the strut and then finger gunning like somebody in the crowd or something like that, that's where the shades would come down and just be like, deal with it.
They could do the Thug Life meme with Bailey as Hug Life.
Yeah.
You know, just have her backstage hug someone and then fade to black and white and
Oh my god.
Hug Life.
Oh my god. Why haven't they done that?
I don't know.
2 weeks away from SummerSlam and they haven't. Oh my god.
They could have Mickey James Mick rolling someone.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch
because Mickey James isn't going to have a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But what else is there? Mick Foley, he's not going to have one. Ric Flair, he's not.
I don't even think Ric Flair knows the words to the Rick Astley song.
Oh man,
I know.
He is going to let me down.
So let's go over Raw real quick and SmackDown, and then we can get into some news tidbits here. Let's see. Roman Reigns defeated the Constable, Baron Corbin, at the top of the show. I tuned midway through this match because
it was too long.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, didn't this go through 3 adverts?
Yeah, it had at least 2 or 3 segments to it, and I was just like, wow. This makes me want to go back to streaming. You're just going to put this on for this long. Yeah, it was a good chunk of time in the first hour. And I don't understand what the point was. I missed the opening promo, so...
It was basically that Reigns called Corbin out for running away from Lesnar the week before.
Oh, right, yeah.
So... let's have a match. Yeah.
And this would come into play a little bit later with the one tag match here coming up. And also, there was that one spot in the match where Corbin was going to do the crazy loop around the ring post clothesline maneuver, but he knocked over a cameraman, which caused the cameraman to zoom in on the Raw post, which I thought was a great spot. Yeah, so moving on from that, Bobby Roode defeated Mojo Rawley for some reason.
I guess the Mojo pushes over.
Yeah.
And the Rude one begins.
Yeah. The Rude awakening.
Yeah, or not. This just feels to me like one guy was building up a little streak. We've ended that. We're not going to do anything with it.
The one guy could beat up Tyler Breeze for 4 weeks. And,
no way, Jose.
Well, now he knows his level.
Yeah, well, there you go.
3rd from the bottom.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley.
I must admit, I'm going to really piss Beans off now.
Don't you dare say what I think you're about to say.
Well, I agree.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
I like him more when he's this character, not doing the stupid hype me stuff and all that
Yeah, but
nonsense.
he's still doing the hype thing when he comes out like an idiot. He stood on the stage jumping about to his music, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, just be serious.
He also
You're like a child on sugar.
He's also had 2 or 3 different music changes now.
Yeah.
By the way.
Don't get me wrong, he's still an idiot. He's just less an idiot.
Wow.
I think I agree he would benefit from slowing down a little bit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Be a little more kind of menacing and intimidating. Be the Baron Corbin that Baron Corbin couldn't be.
Just stop jumping in the air. Everything jiggles.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say he's a jiggly man?
He's not fat, but he's jiggly.
There's a soundbite.
All right. Moving on from that, Bobby Lashley interrupted Elias's documentary shoot, which was kind of cool, I suppose.
Is it standard for Bobby Lashley to come out at the start of every promo joking and smiling, and then someone says something to him that makes him go very serious?
Yeah, that's like his character now.
He's done it in all 3. He's done it with Roman, he's done it with Sami Zayn, and now he's done it with Elias.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god, it really just goes through the motions. I actually did sit and watch this promo, and I sat there and I thought, I wonder what he's going to say to make him upset.
What's his trigger word this week?
And then all of a sudden the smile just disappears. It's like, oh shit.
Triple H used to do that a lot. He would come out doing the kind of the DX Joker thing. Then someone would mention Stephanie, and it's like, oh well, switch has flipped. Now it's business.
Like what was Festus when the bell went?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he just
So whatever happened to that guy?
yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
How good is Elias though?
Yeah, Elias is
he's
the
great.
best thing they've got at the minute.
Yeah.
I think. Him and the Miz.
No,
I don't know.
No,
People
that's
don't like the Miz.
I'm not saying this segment was like incredible or anything, but I did like the. They posted the POV shot from the one camera guy from Elias's crew on Instagram, and it reminded me of Nitro where they would have like the cameraman on the apron. I feel it makes me miss that from time to time.
Oh, so they actually filmed that, really? Okay.
Yeah, they actually filmed that. Yeah, because I mean it was a real camera. It was made by Sony and it was recorded and all that. So.
It looked real, but sometimes they did the fake cameras, don't they?
Yeah.
I just laughed at when he asked for them to circle him while he was performing, that the guy with the clipboard just kept writing but not writing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
What is he taking notes on?
I was just like, what the hell are you trying to write down?
Yeah, I think I agree that it wasn't like the most amazing segment ever, but something about Elias doing the way he just seems very comfortable doing this kind of thing, being a bit of a dick. He's got a natural charisma about him, which not too many people have. I think he knows the character, he knows what he's doing, and it comes off really well. It seems to be connecting too. I'm happy for this guy. Because he sucked as well, not long ago. He really sucked. Like when he got the call up, I thought this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, he was just doing the No Way Jose thing, when he was just in the background playing the guitar all the time, wasn't he?
Well, I mean, there was times
Which
where
was fine.
He would just stroll through the crowd and he wouldn't even be acknowledged on commentary.
Yeah, he wasn't doing that.
But that was the best thing for him, because at that time when he was on NXT, he was even worse than that. They were trying to push him for something, but he wasn't good in the ring. His singing gimmick was fine, but they had changed it to make him a deliberately bad singer, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just a mess. And then they called him up. I thought, no way, this isn't the time for this. Had him walking through the backstage, that's fine, but I don't know. He's worked it out.
Arguably, he's probably one of the most successful NXT call-ups at the moment.
Yeah.
With his own Spotify album, his own documentary on the network. I mean, he's definitely probably succeeding right now. Give him a title shot, I feel. There was like the Intercontinental title on him, I guess. I don't know.
What? He had one.
He did.
Not long ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like that feud was kind of left unfinished. Did he beat Rollins?
No.
No?
No.
But he was competitive with him.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went nowhere. No, because Rollins pulled the tights.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought this has to be a rematch, and then it just wasn't.
In the same category, Shawn Michaels super kicking Daniel Bryan.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just never going to lead to anything.
Moving on, we had Razor from the authors of Pain defeating Titus O'Neil, which...
Why is it that when you said pain, you sounded like you were in pain?
Because I'm tired of seeing these guys go up against Titus Worldwide. That's just the long and short of it. Like, they are doing... It's doing fuck all for me, basically. Okay?
Wow.
Jeez.
Time to move on to a new chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal defeated Braun Strowman via disqualification after Braun Strowman interrupted the Kevin Owens show, which had a new staging platform that Strowman tipped over, which we were supposed to be all shocked and
Yeah,
why did they stay on it when it first moved?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
This would have been a good segment if it wasn't for Coach, saying he'd never seen anything like this before.
Oh my god.
Was he not sat at the same table when he did it about a month ago?
No, it was Cole. It was Cole when he did it. Cole, like, on a replay,
That's great.
was like, Coach, have we ever seen anything like this before? And I wanted to throw something. And in fact, on the
one
tweet,
of them caught under that table.
what was that?
Am I just misremembering that like Cole or someone got stuck under the table?
I don't know.
It was about a month, 2 months ago when he did the same thing with the announce table.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. But like, wasn't one of the announcers actually taken out?
I can't remember.
I don't.
Because like Cole missed a show. Oh man, am I just making this up?
Unfortunately, Cole's not missed the show now.
Unfortunately, it's all a blur.
Or Coach missed a show because he misses one every so often.
He goes to
I'm
pretend
sure one of them got injured when Strowman did that, and now none of them can remember it. Let's do this. Strowman tips over announce table.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much. I'm kind of with you.
Kane. Damn it! They buried Kane under it.
That's right. Yeah. Because he had to go off and be a mayor, didn't he?
But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Will. Like, the fact that nobody hopped off after it started rocking around, which I don't know why you would tease rocking around. I would just, have the thing lift on over. And second of all, it was like a 2-foot drop, if that. How are they acting like, oh man, that hurt? Like,
they did kind of lay out on the floor, like.
Yeah, on a carpeted floor. For like a minute, as if that really hurt. Like, come on.
My biggest complaint is that there was a specially designed stage for this interview segment that they've never used before.
Yeah.
If I was Kevin Owens and I was being paranoid about Strowman, I'd say, hang on, why this? This looks flimsy. Why are we doing it here? No one's ever done an interview here before. Can I just do it in the ring like everyone else? This is like in the Scooby-Doo cartoons where there's a panel of floor that looks a different color.
Yeah.
And like something's coming out of there.
For animation
I know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or if we really want to put it on a stage, can we use the real one over there?
Right. Yeah.
We've already got a giant stage.
Why do you need like an extension off to the side? I don't get it. Yeah. That's a valid observation.
Why the night of all nights do we have a Spanish announce table?
Oh, we didn't mention it the other week when they had the orange table. And Tom Phillips didn't know it was there.
God, yeah. I just
bright orange table and we sat next to him for an hour. He didn't notice.
I hate when WWE characters are portrayed as stupid when they can just easily educate themselves on their environments or their surroundings. Oh my god, that's the worst. That is the worst.
I like it when someone comes out from under the ring and they have to pretend that they didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or yeah. There's a.
But yeah, that segment, Strowman tipping the stage over, led to a match with Jinder Mahal, and apparently had some antics with Kevin Owens stealing the briefcase again. And Strowman got disqualified, or Jinder got disqualified or something. Either way, Jinder won, Strowman lost. They're teasing up if Strowman gets or loses or whatever in any capacity at SummerSlam, he loses the case to Owens.
Why didn't he cash in tonight?
Why didn't he cash in last week? Lesnar was in the building. That's
what I mean, yeah. Why didn't he just cash in when Lesnar was there?
This is what I'm talking about. Going back to characters being dumb to their environment, to their surroundings. he's there. Strowman wants the WWE Championship. It's not hard to book smart. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
If I was writing, I would always be thinking that kind of thing. That might not be my story, but we've got a character here who has a case and he wants the belt. Yeah. That's his character. It's been his character since he got the belt.
Yeah.
Now the champion's in the building. I know it doesn't go where I want to go for SummerSlam, but I have to at least mention this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There has to be a reason why he can't do that tonight.
It never came up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins because Seth was heading into this. This was kind of strange. Seth needed a tag team partner, and he picked Roman Reigns. And Stephanie, via telephone, was like, "Yeah, you already competed, so no double duty for you tonight." Which, mind blown on that, because how many times have we seen, like somebody pull double duty on Raw, especially Reigns himself.
Mm.
And then,
but that's the point, really, that he was screwing with him.
Yeah, and then one of the bumps leading into a commercial, they had Michael Cole specifically state that it was not Dean Ambrose.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, Cole sits up and was like, yeah, it's not going to be Dean Ambrose. He's still recovering from a tricep surgery.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, what the fuck? It came out of nowhere. So I don't know. It was just it was odd. It seemed like it was just trying to address some of the fans' concerns.
So that's what everyone wants to see. It's been set up perfectly for Dean to come back, but it can't be.
No.
So it's like no. Before you get they did that when everyone thought Jericho was going to come back in October of 2007. If you remember that, at No Mercy, and everyone chanted for it, and Vince was out because Cena had gotten injured and had to relinquish the belt.
Yeah.
So they were trying to find a replacement for Randy Orton in the Last Man Standing.
Uh-huh.
Everyone was chanting Y2J, and Vince said, "Well, you're not going to get that."
Oh my god.
No, I don't want to bait and switch you, but that's not happening.
And then we had another tag team match with the B Team versus the Revival, which by the way, the Revival have been backstage just watching the various tag team matches on the backstage monitor awkwardly from an angle, and that ended in a no contest when the Deleters of World showed up on both sides of the apron, taking out one member of each team, and I guess this might lead up to a triple threat of some sort, perhaps, at SummerSlam. One would expect, or maybe on Raw next week.
B Team have got the new music, which just sounds like the Spirit Squad.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The B Team with the new entrance, yeah, which I'm not crazy about.
I quite like their old one.
Yeah.
It's the old one though, far kind of too serious for the characters. I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. It sounded like one of the options you could give your creator wrestler in the video games. Well, there's really generic rock songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I quite liked it.
I simply said on Twitter, it's like someone pitched CFOs, hey, make this sound like a high school homecoming cheer rally for the B Team's new entrance music, where the CFOs literally had no idea what any of those words meant. So.
Sums it up.
Yeah. And then we had probably the best part of the show of the night, which was Paul Heyman addressing his business relationship with Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. We didn't do a show last week because it was a slow news week and whatnot. But, Brock Lesnar apparently seems to be fed up with Paul Heyman heading into SummerSlam for whatever reason. Lesnar specifically stated that we're no longer friends. We were never friends or something like that, which is... I don't know. It just seems like they're teasing a split, which... If this isn't some sort of elaborate ruse to get one over on Reigns at SummerSlam, I don't like where this is heading, in my opinion, because it makes it seem like I don't know. It seems like Lesnar's going to probably lose the title instead of carrying it to UFC and being like a dual sports champion or something like that. But Heyman in this segment himself was absolutely phenomenal. Like genuinely,
He really was.
Genuinely good acting.
Really playing up as much like a romantic breakup as possible without going stupid.
Yeah, without kissing right back.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. He's one of the best performers they have. I guess partly because he can write a lot of his own stuff, and he knows what to do and when to do it. I mean, he gets it better than anyone.
I just can't believe that you've got something of that quality on this show.
Right.
And then in the same show, you've got people like Bobby Lashley doing his smile to anger look. And I don't. It's just like it. I mean, not to single out Bobby Lashley, but it's that same thing of like, you wouldn't get this kind of performance from anyone else on the roster.
I think it's also a little bit of the old Vince character from late 90s, where he could make himself look like an idiot and get beaten down over and over and over and not really lose anything because he's not an in-ring performer. It doesn't matter how much he loses or how much he gets physically or emotionally kind of beaten down, because his heat comes from his position. He's got this power and he's got whatever status. And Heyman's like that. He can take a spear or whatever every so often. He can make himself vulnerable, and it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have to look strong to be effective. And he seems to understand that, I guess. That why not get some heat?
Yeah.
And as you say, great actor too.
Yeah.
He can actually do it.
Is it too obvious that they're kind of foreshadowing that Heyman's going to cost Lesnar the title?
I thought they were going to do that in WrestleMania.
Yeah, people maybe speculating that he might side with Reigns, which would be.
Yeah.
In fact, Roman Reigns has even spoken out saying that he doesn't want Paul Heyman as a manager or advocate because he's comfortable with speaking for himself.
Yeah, but again, you look at what Roman Reigns did in that opening promo, and it was like, my God. It's like they said that at any time he's got I think you mentioned it, Chucks. It's like any time that he needs to make a point, he has to say the word bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or call Samoa Joe fat, or tell Sheamus that he's smuggling tater tots, or stuff like that. I just.
It's something that gets a reaction. No one else says bitch.
Yeah.
Not many people say ass. So when you say it, it's like, oh, hey, he's just said the thing.
Yeah. But it was just the way like Kurt cut him off from saying bitch on Raw, and it was.
And he stopped saying it. I hate that so much. When someone's right about to say the word, and then someone jumps in, so they stop themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Still not sold on Reigns. I think he's winning. I don't know. I think maybe all of this is built up to make it look like Lesnar can't get it done without Heyman.
Yeah,
because presumably this is it for him.
Yeah,
and it's kind of it's coming to the end. They don't need to be together.
It's too obvious. Like we know Lesnar's going to UFC. Like we know that's the thing that's going to happen. He's going to fight somebody over there. Where it be Cormier or somebody else, we know that's just going to happen. Like that's set in stone. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Why beat around the bush? Why go through this whole rigmarole of just making it seem like these two, like, all of a sudden are going to be like separate entities. Why?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems way too obvious of a setup for, like, you know, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. But maybe maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's like I said, there's got to be some kind of a ruse, perhaps.
I don't know. I think maybe it's as simple as it, because they've got him for this one more thing. It was really obvious at WrestleMania that he was going to lose, and then he didn't.
Right.
And not so much at the Greatest Royal Rumble, because that was like a nothing show.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, well, they didn't do it then, they have to do it now.
Right.
We know he's going to UFC. He showed up at UFC. He has to stop wrestling soon and go into the drug testing pool and stuff to be ready for UFC by the end of the year. So this is kind of it. He has to lose. Do we leave Heyman with him and then have that act finally get beaten? Or do we split them up, maybe make Lesnar look a bit weaker, have him lose here without his manager, with then that being the excuse in a year or two whenever he comes back? Now he's got Heyman back and he's unstoppable again. Does splitting them up maybe leave Heyman available to find someone else to manage in the meantime without it looking like they're going to be second best, like a replacement? Do they need to be together or not? I think maybe coming to the end of his run, they don't need to be together.
I think they do. I think they otherwise you have Lesnar sounding like an old-timey mobster when he assaulted Mike Rome backstage in that interview.
Yeah, but he's not going to be around. Like, I totally agree. If he was going to be around and doing stuff, then he needs Heyman with him.
Yeah.
But if this is it, if he's got one more appearance and it's going to be on Sunday when he's going to be wrestling and not talking, I don't know. I don't know that Heyman really needs to be there.
I don't know.
Unless, like Bean said, maybe it's time for him to turn and side with Reigns or someone else.
Maybe. I'm still probably going to pick Lesnar for the prediction game. For the record.
They got one more swerve.
Yeah.
Reigns still can't get the job done.
Anyway, Riot Squad defeated Sasha Banks and Bayley with help of Ruby Riott coming back. And
why did she need to hide in the hoodie?
So that they wouldn't spot her in the crowd?
Couldn't she just run out? Or like come out from under the ring or something? Okay. She attacked whoever it was with the hoodie on and then immediately took it off.
Well, yeah. Because they had look what happened to Rob Gronkowski at that one WrestleMania where security didn't know who he was. And thought it was a legit fan getting involved. And had to be smartened up on the spot.
So putting a hoodie on and hiding helps that?
Yeah, because then you can just tell her, yeah, that's actually an employee, not a fan.
That person that looks really nondescript.
That looks really shady, yeah. Yeah. That's the irony.
All right, I'll buy that, whatever.
So if you sit in front row and you've got a black hoodie, just hop over and crouch down at ringside and just see if you can get away with doing something.
Other than Ruby Riott coming back, the only other thing of note was one of the Bayley buddies was down, and
oh no,
yeah, and Bayley had to help him out. Always,
she didn't do a very good job. She just left him to die on the side of the ramp.
Yeah. I'm scrambling to throw it up on the stream here. Yeah, it was tangled at first, and then she got it untangled, and then he just was just laying on the side.
Keeled over.
Looked like he's trying to get like an upskirt shot of some sort.
It's true. Just lying there in the aisle.
Blocking people's views.
Yeah.
With one arm up, yeah, like a dick.
There's a little kid there that can't see Bayley. Well upset.
And the main event, I don't even know why this went on for so long as it did, but Ronda Rousey defeated Alicia Fox, which... Okay. I mean, this was Ronda Rousey's debut match. The debut Raw match, excuse me. It had like a 5-minute promo at the start.
Went over 5 minutes on the overrun. I don't know if any of you guys had any thoughts on this. If this helped out Ronda.
I enjoyed the video packages earlier in the night, trying to hype up Alicia Fox as anything other than a total jobber.
Oh my god.
She's been around 10 years. She's been a women's champion. She's revolutionized it. No, she hasn't. She's never been anything. She's fine. She does a great Northern Light suplex, and that's about it.
Yes.
I can't cope with her promos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the weird. I know it's the character of her being like psycho, but it's the voice that she. Hang on a minute. I knew there was something. I took a picture of her while she was doing it.
What?
Right, I'm going to tweet it right now.
Oh dear.
I think she just overdoes it. It's overacting.
Well, also, do you think
she's not crazy?
I mean, she did get up in Travis Brown's face, who is Ronda's husband.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was about to ask you think maybe this match was like some sort of like payback for that, or the receipt or comeuppance, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's had to be a fairly low down heel. Is Mickie James still around? Is she hurt or something?
She's still around, yeah. She's not injured, I don't think.
Oh, because Alicia Fox has been hanging around with
oh my God.
Alexa Bliss. Wait, what?
Beans, why?
What the hell's happening there?
One eye rolled into the top of her head, and the other one didn't.
Was that from this past Monday?
That was a promo in the ring.
Oh my God.
I watched it in slow motion. It was the most frightening thing I've ever seen in my life. She looked like she was being possessed.
By the Undertaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My God. I lost whatever train of thought I had after seeing that now.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Let's go to SmackDown now.
Move on quickly.
Randy Orton this week addressed his continued targeting of Jeff Hardy.
By saying exactly the same thing as he did last week.
Yeah, we didn't. Again, we didn't mention this last week because we didn't do a show, but there's something to be said where, look, I'm him putting his finger through the gauge hole in Jeff Hardy's ear was tremendous, phenomenal. It was gross, it was disgusting, and it was great TV. Going from that to, hey, I'm just gonna give this guy a sponge bath on the announce table to wipe off the face paint. Complete bummer. A complete 180 from the week prior, in my opinion. You go from something kind of psychotic and crazy to just like mess up with somebody's gauge hole to, yeah, I'm just gonna wipe your face a little bit. Because that's supposedly Jeff Hardy's identity with the face paint that we can't
Which is
say.
only just put back on like a month ago.
Yeah. And they can't, for whatever reason, can't say face paint because that seems like a naughty word. It's his identity. Like, come on.
Did they not say face paint? They didn't say paint or
no, it's just
anything.
He's wiping the identity away from Jeff Hardy.
That's great.
Is what I think like Tom and Corey called it, yeah.
Typical WWE though, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
You have to call something by something else in the most awkward way possible.
Then he had Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch defeating the Iconics. I think this is mostly to test the waters between Charlotte and Becky, see if they're on decent terms as they head into SummerSlam in that triple threat, which I'm still probably going to pick Carmella, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if it was a one-on-one match between either Carmella and Charlotte or Carmella and Becky, I think the other woman would win. But I think Carmella's just going to come out of that with the championship. AJ Styles fired back after Samoa Joe's salacious address from last week. I'm glad that they actually put salacious on this rundown. I don't really remember too much from this, other than it was just a promo. I think this was a promo-saturated show, I feel.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Zelina Vega
Just
defeated...
basically said he was pissed off and
Yeah.
you made it personal and you won't walk out of
And
SummerSlam.
back in the day that they would share like a pizza, and then Samoa Joe threw that out. Which I wasn't sure if he was talking about the friendship or the pizza.
This is what it's all about, throwing out pizza.
Yeah, I would totally be down for this storyline to be over a pizza. You know, but whatever.
I've been waiting for some like real personal issues in WWE lately. It all seems a bit kind of by the numbers. So if someone throws out my pizza, it's on.
Yeah, there. You see,
Oh,
it's not that hard to book a fucking storyline like that.
yeah.
Anyway, Zelina Vega.
You want a pizza me? That's what I'd say.
Wow.
I'm already down for it. See?
You and Becky Lynch should be like a pun tag team.
Yeah.
Oh god, I think she's used that one actually.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Zelina Vega defeated Lana with the assist, an unintentional assist from Aiden English again.
I'd say Rusev crust.
Oh my god. No. But he was there.
Yeah.
I also like during the match, like during the double feature, they had
A pizza advert?
no, was it? I'm not sure. It might have been their match, or it might have been somebody else's match. But they showed like the Dollar General advert where they're like buying all the things at the store, including a Snickers. And like they had a couple of points where they were looking at the other tile during the commercial break at the live action. And it made for good memeing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, these two teams, these mixed tag teams, I guess still at it again here. And the Aiden...
SummerSlam kickoff.
Yeah, probably.
Lana and Rusev, Zelina Vega and Almas. It's been
Oh, is that
confirmed,
confirmed?
apparently.
Oh, good. I wonder
Yeah.
how...
Breaking news on the WWE Twitter.
Wow. I wonder how Aiden's going to mess that up again for like a third week.
Yeah. There's no topping how he messed it up last time around.
Yeah.
Topping. That's another pizza one.
Oh my god.
You made a total hammer that one.
Hey!
Hey.
Oh, God. Don't join in, Beans.
Sorry.
These puns are starting to anchovy me.
I don't even know what that means, my lad.
Daniel Bryan
Is there much room
ambushed.
for any more?
No. Daniel Bryan ambushed an unsuspecting Miz, where Miz still got the upper hand by clobbering him with a vase of flowers. Yeah, they were hyping up Byron Saxton nailing this interview for some reason. Like, that was pretty much the
Also, as
the lead
well,
up.
did they say that Miz was on the set for Miz and Mrs.?
Yes, it was a closed
So
set.
Daniel Bryan travelled to an external location in his wrestling gear.
Yes, backstage. Well, it wasn't his wrestling gear. He was just wearing his merch.
I thought he was wearing his pants.
Pants and his Yes shirt. His blue Yes
Oh.
shirt. Yeah. Which, again, this was another thing that they posted on Instagram from the POV camera angle of a cameraman that was nearby. So, they were backstage. It was a backstage thing. Just,
By the set of Ms. and Mrs., do they mean his house?
no, backstage.
Backstage?
No,
Is the set of Ms. and Mrs.?
Yes. They had like the tarp with like the background with the logos and all that. And some other like tchotchkes from the show, but
It was supposed to be somewhere else, though, wasn't it? It wasn't supposed to be
quote
backstage.
unquote, yeah.
Mm.
But again, to the average viewer, it was backstage. Like you can't.
Well, that's like the opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
The
I
average
thought.
viewer should think that it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well,
Shinsuke Nakamura defeated R-Truth. Bludgeon Brothers.
Drew's comment about pinning Carmelo was quite funny.
Oh yeah. It was like, you got to pin Carmelo to get that or something.
They really need to decide what gimmick he's working, because they don't know what he is. Sometimes he's stupid, sometimes he's serious. Just go at one.
Maybe he's so smart that he just resets himself back down to stupid.
Yeah. Go with it.
The Bludgeon Brothers defeated the 3SK tag team group, I think. Was it like a three-man group, or I don't remember. Doesn't say. Doesn't matter. I don't know why the tag champions are facing jobbers. But that's what's happening. And New Day defeated the Bar to face the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at SummerSlam in what was an incredible main event, I feel.
Yeah, it was good, actually.
Yeah.
It was a long match, that, wasn't it? Was it about 35 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah. It went on for quite a while. It was, honestly, I wouldn't have minded if the Bar won that, but people would just say, you know, it's heel versus heel at SummerSlam, and you can't do that. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much the shows of the week. Let's get into some of the news. There's a few news stories, not many. The one I was just blown away by is Colt Cabana suing CM Punk for unpaid legal fees from their recent lawsuit of the Chris Heyman lawsuit towards them. Citing something along the lines of... Find the right tab here. This is from the Chicago Sun-Times, by the way. Cabana suing CM Punk for breach of contract, and fraud in Cook County Circuit Court. According to the lawsuit, Punk had agreed to help Cabana with legal fees from the duo's legal battle with WWE Dr. Chris Heyman. Cabana claiming that Punk said in a text that he would be 100% covered, but failed to help, and Cabana was left with $513,000 in unpaid legal bills. Punk had allegedly asked Cabana to pay for half of the legal fees and stated to Cabana, "You are on your own." According to the lawsuit, Cabana is asking for $200,000 in general damages, along with $1 million in punitive and exemplary damages as well.
What was the numbers on? Did you say 20,000 and a million?
200,000 and a million.
200,000.
So 1.2 million.
Still seems backwards somehow.
Yeah.
I want 200,000 from you. Also $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems.
That's like a common practice in lawsuits. It's like I want.
Seems like a comedy practice.
Yeah.
It's like
I want
deliberately burying the lead for comedy purposes.
Yeah. I want an exorbitant amount of money because of emotional stress and mental damage that you caused because. You said one thing and then you did something else. That's usually what lawsuits are sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And the judge either is like, here you go, or most times they're like, no, you're not getting that.
You gotta get that hurt feelings money.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
But just generally it determines if the one party is like either a ponce or not. Because if they act like shitty in court, then the judge will just be like, all right, you get these damages awarded to you. Enjoy. So, anyway, this seems bizarre, I feel.
I was really surprised to see it.
Bizarre, and it's kind of sad, in a way.
When you think, like, you know, the friendship between them's, you know, well documented, and to think that, I don't know, you kind of feel like there's something else going on or something for it.
Oh, absolutely. There has to be something else that's fueled this.
I didn't quite get what was going on. I read like a recap and it didn't totally make a lot of sense. But there was something about Punk promising to pay the legal fees and then at some point sending Cabana an email saying you owe half of this and you're on your own or something?
Yes, I just said that.
But what? I didn't get it. I still don't really. Why did he do that?
Yeah, something had to have transpired from the time he sent the one text of you're 100% covered, and then
and you're on your own. It's like there's
something had to have transpired that we're not.
This was over a long.
That
time.
We, the general audience, are not getting.
Yeah,
like that's that piece of the puzzle.
The whole thing was dragged out for a long time, wasn't it? It was at least a couple of years.
Right.
So I mean, there's all that time for various things to happen.
And there was I remember like a couple of years ago, there was something about like what initially kind of set the rift between the two is that Cabana went to Raw or something like that backstage and did something. About it, and then that kind of pissed Punk off in one regard, and maybe that, I don't know, maybe that was something, maybe that he was reminded by that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Punk seems like the type of person that you have like one strike. As soon as you get that one strike, you're like cut off from him. You get like one chance, and then that's it. That's just my observation. I could be completely wrong by that.
Guy has a reputation.
Yeah.
It's just strange. I mean, the thing is when you look at everything that's been stated here, it just, it throws Punk under the bus for being a bit of a tit for his mate, really. But I don't know. It seems bizarre to think that it's reached that point. You're thinking, crikey, I mean, like, how much they both hated going through this legal process, and now they're right smack back in it. It's like,
yeah. And just why, I don't know. You hate to see like two friends just turn into enemies over legal fees of all things. Like that's the kicker. Like just wouldn't it be simpler just to help another person out, unless there's something fueling the flames of one party being a dick to another.
Well, it's one of them where you're thinking you'd like to hear a bit more like official statements from both of them, I think, really, just to kind of get an idea of what's happening and where it's coming from.
Exactly, yeah.
At the minute with these headlines, it's just like, well, it's
hot take.
Not cool.
Yeah. So that's something to keep an eye on.
On an unrelated note, I'm actually planning on suing Bean soon about the last year's prediction contest. That Randy Orton DQ win. I think we need to overturn this.
All right.
The emotional stress I've gone through about that.
$20 million.
Sleepless nights.
20 million pounds. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What? How much are you expecting here?
What you got?
Half a glass of cordial and some cans of Pepsi Max Cherry. I could probably get over.
Oh no! I feel even more stressed, and I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. That's another. I don't know. If you can find me some vanilla Coke, we'll call it off.
I've got some...
Or at least an undiluted, like, decent draft Coke.
Throw in some feisty cherries.
I've got some black shoe scuff polish.
Oh my God.
What, so I could be Sin Cara?
Yeah.
Speaking of Sin Cara, this upcoming Monday's Raw is not going to have Jonathan Coachman or Booker T. Instead, Renee...
I thought we were going to like 205 or something.
No, instead, Renee Young's going to be filling in for Coachman, who will be on assignment for some other obligations, not really stated for what. Maybe golf in Canada or something like that. But Renee's going to be stepping in this week and going to be calling all 3 hours along with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. First woman to be calling Monday Night Raw. It's only taken, 25 years?
So it turns out we were wrong all this time. it's not that they need a play-by-play and a color guy and then a black guy. It's actually just a minority.
Jeez.
It's-
Are we gonna? Is Canadian a minority now?
Fair point, actually, because I guess there are more women than men in the world, so actually, women aren't a minority.
No.
My God.
They are oppressors.
Do you think? Oh my God.
Oppressors? Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Have you met my wife?
Anyway.
I think we should clear that up. And Chuck's meant women that know about wrestling.
Here we go again. Hashtag me too.
They're a minority.
Yeah, they're the
You
minority.
did not just say hashtag me too again.
I did.
Wow.
Whoa. I just pulled the Alicia Fox face.
Yeah. Do you think this might be like a door opening for maybe Renee to possibly call the Evolution pay-per-view?
I think so.
I would say that's a given anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Before this was announced.
As
I
long
was
as
just
she
going to
doesn't-
say, I had this image that this Evolution pay-per-view is going to start off with Triple H coming out at the beginning.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God.
Maybe they'll do it as like a complete opposite to the Greatest Royal Rumble, and they'll have like a video package with a guy in it, and then have to apologize for it.
Or Santina Morella.
Yeah, Santina Morella or Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley's sisters.
Oh God.
They did the tapings for the first round of the Mae Young Classic on Saturday and Sunday.
Was there
And
a female announcer for that, Beth Phoenix or Lita or something?
Well, it was Cole, Renee, and Beth Phoenix.
Ah, okay.
So,
That's probably
the
what it's
fa-
going to be at the pay-per-view.
yeah, with the finals being at the pay-per-view, I would say it's probably going to be the same team.
Yeah.
Cole? Oh God, please no.
Yeah.
One thing I was looking forward to most.
There was an injury as well, weren't they, on the
Yes.
Mae Young Classic?
There was, yeah. I accidentally spoiled myself and I know the winner, but well, the final, what the final's going to be, I should say.
Good lord, they've already gone that far?
Yeah, they did them all over the 2 days. Yeah.
Crikey.
You'd think the pay-per-view is going to be 2 months away, so.
God, I thought they were spreading that out.
Well, it doesn't start till the 5th of September, and I think it's every week, so they've got to get it done quite quick. They've got a month's worth of TV to do, so. But yeah, who was the injury? Because I missed that bit.
I don't know who it actually was. I just saw the headline, but I also was kind of. I think someone I'd read that it was a knee injury and the match had to be stopped, and I think it was a fan that was in attendance saying that someone had just gone down holding the knee and the match had to be stopped, and they were stretched out, and it didn't look like storyline as she was in tears and things. So, obviously it's pretty serious. So, but I'm not exactly sure who it was.
Yeah, I missed that. I says somehow spoiled myself, but missed that.
So I don't know what that means for tapings, whether they're just going to show it as is or whether they're going to edit around it or something and make a statement. I don't know.
Something similar happened at the NXT UK show. And they just showed it in full. They stopped the match and showing it in full.
Right.
They were quite open with it, so. Oh, right, okay. Tegan Knox. She's a Welsh one, I think, isn't she? If I remember rightly.
That's going to take some more Googling. Fill time.
I think she's Welsh. I might have made that up. There's a Welsh one in there.
Yes, she's Welsh. She has a little
Yay.
Welsh flag on her Twitter name.
Yay. 3 points to me.
Hey.
From the Welsh Valleys.
And I think the last thing. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just to say, it'd be good to hear a different voice on Raw for a change.
Oh yeah, as long as Renee doesn't do like the word of the hour or go all the damn time, I think she'll be all right.
She will say switching gears though.
Oh god.
Am I right in thinking she did some main events quite a long time ago when she first started?
Maybe. I don't know.
Main event or Superstars, one of them. I'm sure she did something.
Yeah.
Who's that, Renee?
Yeah.
She did some NXT, didn't she?
I thought
was it
so.
NXT? It was something like that, I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was the first time anyway, so.
No. She's definitely done stuff.
Yeah.
And she was quite good, if I remember right.
Yeah. They did the because they were doing the tapings for the Mae Young on Saturday night. They did a live Facebook thing introducing everybody.
Yeah.
And she was doing the commentary for that, and she sounded quite good there. So
good. Yeah, she should knock this out of the park then. So
hopefully it's a permanent change.
Just don't bring Coach back, please.
Exactly. Yeah.
Word of the hour. Fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or swap him round. Have Coach do the backstage stuff. I'd be happy with that.
Coach was alright. He was alright as a backstage interviewer with the wired mic.
I'll just get him to sit on Kane's
the wired mic.
So I just maybe have him switch roles when he comes back from whatever the fuck he's doing. Anyway, last tidbit, and I think we'll wrap things up unless you guys want to add something to it. The Australia Super Showdown recently announced that Kevin Owens is going to go one-on-one against John Cena.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Cha-ching!
Yeah. So, not sure if that's something you guys want to comment on, but that's pretty much it for.
It basically means that Kevin Owens staying out of the title picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Possibly.
I did see a small rumor about Jericho. Apparently he's not as against the idea as he was to working for Impact anymore.
Oh wow.
Apparently his sort of thinking was always that he would never work for a US promotion. But it's quite a clever way of getting around that now because Impact's now based in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's what he's basing it on.
You can imagine the phone call that Vince gives him when he tries to use that excuse. Shut up, Chris!
Actually,
apparently it's your boy Chuck's reporting this, Dave Meltzer.
You know he's not my boy anymore.
What?
He's not?
Oh!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whatever.
Legendary.
Yeah, I had a little cry like Paul Heyman about it, but not well. How long ago now? A month ago or so. I cancelled my subscription.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. They've
Shit! Why didn't you tell us? We could have just headlined the show with that.
It wasn't Dave that did it actually. Dave was pretty much the only thing that I would have carried on paying for. But they changed their subscription thing. You could pay for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year, or something like that.
Right.
And then they changed it last year to like a rolling thing. You couldn't just buy 1 year anymore. You had to subscribe to a rolling contract. At the end of the year, you'll be charged automatically until you cancel, like the WWE Network. Which is a lot of money to disappear at some point every year that you don't get a warning about. So I knew mine was coming up and I cancelled because I thought that was shitty. Also, they've completely killed their forums. And a lot of the radio content isn't as good as it used to be. I just thought,
they straight up deleted the forums?
Not deleted, just wrecked. They've changed from PHP BB, like that kind of old-fashioned, but very functional board, to something else that is just crap. It wasn't tested before they implemented it. Everyone lost everything that was in their inboxes.
Oh.
Which meant I'd lost a password to something. Nothing like that. Index account. And just the board itself doesn't function right. They changed because there was a bug on the old one where if a thread got to 100 pages, something on the back end would mess up, so someone had to lock it and start a new thread. So like every live Raw chat would have to go 2 or 3 threads. So they got this new one, and now in the bigger threads, posts just get shuffled up.
Oh.
So you jump between things, and you can't jump to the last page. You have to go. The whole thing's just a total mess. So I thought, I'm not paying another 70 or 80 quid for a year of this. I don't like it here anymore. I'm gonna just not bother and see if they can change anything. Maybe I'll go back one day, but meh. So I'm out of the loop with all of the news now.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
You know where you can get your news, don't you?
Oh no.
Right here on IWC Radio.
Yeah, there you go.
Every Saturday night.
Yeah.
I was there and voiceofwrestling.net.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'll do.
You got it.
Yeah. There's one thing we haven't covered, just really quickly before we go. The NXT main event for next week has had a bit of a change. It was I forgot his name, Ciampa and Gargano and Aleister Black for the NXT title. Black is now injured apparently, so it's just a last man standing between Gargano and Ciampa next Saturday.
I think that's for the best myself. As much as I like A-lister, it seems like those two needed a last match. That kind of like how I feel about the Charlotte just being thrown into that 3-way for the SmackDown Women's. Like, that was out of nowhere. I didn't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a good match. Those two always put on a good show. So
they do.
Should
be a good
be
finale for them, I think. And then maybe one of them can get called up.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely you'd have to think one of them was going up now. They do tend to do it around Summerslam as well, so you'd got to think someone, if not them, that there's a point for next week actually. Who do you think might go up? Usually it's Summerslam time, isn't it, for call up? So
yeah, you could get one or two.
I would have said Black, to be honest, if he
Yeah.
had competed, but now he's injured.
I'd say one of them, if not both. But one of them, Ciampa Gargano's got to go up.
That could be our bonus prediction next week.
Yeah. Okay, Smoke, go on. You can finish it up.
Oh, okay.
you think?
That's about it. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, hopefully. Chucks has got some traveling stuff to do next week, I think. So you might. You might have to phone it in, literally. Or no, he's going to be at Beans' house, possibly.
Going to be at Will's house and then Beans' house. Yeah, going up
then...
to Liverpool on Saturday and then going to be in Manchester Sunday.
That's when he's going to give Beans the lawsuit for the 20 million quid.
Yeah, I'm going to serve him in person.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going out on Sunday.
See if you can do the show from like literally one of their houses or something next week.
I probably could, but only if we did it earlier.
Yeah, we could try earlier. Yeah.
It would have to. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Just
it would have to be quite early.
Tweet storm me or whatever, and I'll be like, all right, here I am.
Here we go.
Yeah. So.
All right.
That should be a lot of fun.
See how it all goes.
That's gonna be it. Yeah. Next week's gonna be the prediction game for SummerSlam. Hopefully you can tune in for that. It's always a lot of fun. There's like a zillion matches on the card, I think, already. We'll break it down, and yeah, that should be the show next week. So hopefully you'll tune in and check us out. IWCRadio.com, voicewrestling.net, and we'll be back next week. See you then. Take care. Bye.